Hello, ladies and gents. I am your host, Element Dambell, and this is the Traders Together daily market update for Wednesday, the 4th of April. There has been a lot happening in recent days, recent weeks, recent months. Of course, the latest upheaval in the market has come as a result of the US tariffs. Of course, in the last 24 hours or so, we saw the US increase tariffs further on China, with the total tariff rate now being around 104%. A lot has happened in the market as a result, and what I am going to do is quickly take you from some of the biggest movers impacted by these tariffs. But before we do so, please acknowledge the risk warning as you see on screen, and we can move in to the charts. Now, ladies and gents, again, in terms of what has been happening, we did see gold in the last 12 to 14 hours rebound from a 3 month low. Huge move coming from gold. Of course, gold is somewhat seen as the safe haven instrument. In the last week or so, we did see some decline in gold as investors pretty much got out of every market. So we didn't see so much of a flight to safety from investors moving to gold to kind of protect themselves from the volatility elsewhere. But that has changed. That has changed, and I am going to show you why. Bitcoin continues to trade at a 5 month low, trading pretty much at its lowest level pre US elections, and the S&P 500 as well remains close to a 1 year low. But let's just move straight onto the actual platform and look at some of these moves again, starting with XAU USD gold. As you can see, this is one I was looking at yesterday. It was somewhat expected that we would see a rally. Of course, 3 consecutive days of decline, putting gold at that 3 month low at around $2,982 dollars per ounce. But the main thing I was looking at was the RSI. The RSI was trading at that floor of around 45. And if you look at the last time the RSI was at this level, it was pretty much December of 2024. Historically, a lot of buying has taken place at that level. Bulls tend to re-enter the market at that level, and of course, coinciding with the news of the tariff increase in China, it's not so much of a surprise that we have seen this rally there from gold. But the question is, where is next? Where could we see markets moving to next? If you look at the chart, we are close to a resistance level, pretty much at 3,061 or $60. I do believe that could be the first stop. And if we do have bulls or bull strength is great enough to pass that point, I wouldn't be surprised if we move back towards an all-time high for gold. I would not be surprised if we move back to an all-time high for gold. Maybe not this week, but probably in the even towards Friday, let's say Monday. I wouldn't be surprised if that move takes place. But you do need to again pay attention to the RSI. Where is the next resistance level on the RSI? Do we have more skin in the game? And if you look at it from this perspective, absolutely. It does look like, again, that 60 level seems to be the resistance level. We're currently at 54. So that could suggest that a move to 60 could be enough to take the price of gold just marginally above this level, where it will be met by further uncertainty. So that is gold. Just quickly moving on, looking at some other markets impacted by the tariffs. Of course, Bitcoin at the moment, again, trading huge lows for Bitcoin, trading pretty much again at pre-election levels. The question is, what is next? Could we see Bitcoin continue to plummet, moving below 75K? Or are we going to see a rally similar to what we saw there in November? Huge question. I think with this, the best thing to do is look at a longer term time frame just to get a bit more of a perspective. So looking at a weekly time frame, you can see, yes, there has been a downwards breakout of that floor there of 42 on the RSI, the relative strength index. So the market is moving more into bearish territory, oversold territory. The moving averages there as well do suggest a downwards crossover has happened. Potentially, could we even see further declines? Oh, It's sad to say because I've got a lot of investment in crypto, but it does look like long term, if this momentum does continue, and of course that is the fact that yet to be determined. If this does continue, I wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't be a surprise if we do see Bitcoin back at that level. But I think it will be interesting to see what happens in the coming days at this level thereof at 41, 42. If we do see somewhat of a rebound, we could see this moving average crossover begin to diverge and we could potentially move back towards the 89 thousand level. Last but not least, guys, before I let you go, the S&P 500. Of course, I'm sure most of you looking at the news, hearing the rhetoric of what is going on. It's like it's the end of the world. Everything's selling off. Looking at the S&P 500. Again, you do need to take a longer term look at it in terms of the time frame. So a weekly time frame, again, absolutely bearish in terms of what we currently see happening. It is absolutely in correction territory. To be honest, it's past correction territory. It is now in bearish territory. But you are seeing somewhat of a rebound there as well. Extremely oversold. I think that is the only upside for bulls in this. It's pretty much oversold. How much more can it be oversold? Of course, looking at a monthly could show you that. And if you do look at a monthly, it's we still haven't hit the bottom. We're currently at 47. It could be going all the way to 41. So if you are bearish, that could be an area to target. Just this level there on the RSI. We aren't there, but we aren't far from it. And of course, if that does happen, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see a move towards that 41. 63 level there for the S&P 500. So, ladies and gents, that is the daily market update for today. And what I usually do with all of these updates, I use the Sayvio platform, Sayvio.ai, which allows you to store your notes, audio, and links. So with every research material I've used for these sessions, I will be placing on Sayvio. So do look in the notes of this video to have access to my notes, and just subscribe to the Sayvio platform, and you will be able to get more additional content from myself in relation to how I'm analyzing these markets and what I'm thinking about all of these positions. So, guys, again, thank you for viewing this session. I will be back tomorrow for another daily market update. And good luck trading, guys. A lot of opportunities currently in the market. Be sure to keep informed with all the latest goings on by subscribing to the Traders Together platform. All the best. Take care. Bye bye.